From Brewster, I'm Becker with the Cape Cod Baseball League, and I'm here with Dylan Leach of the Brewster Whitecaps. First, Dylan, let's talk about your performance so far. Gotten off to a hot start here in the Cape League. What's been your approach at the plate so far?
Just been kind of trying to find my pitch, and hit my pitch, and it's kind of been pretty good. I've looked for the pitch down, and it's kind of worked, so it's been good.
Now, your team in general also has been playing good baseball early on. What's been the key for success for your team?
When we get runners on, score them, and when that doesn't happen, we've lost games, so that's been kind of tough for us. But when we get runners on, we're going to score them, as that's kind of been our goal. And pitching staff-wise, they've just been dominant. So it's been good. How's
the Cape been treating you so far?
It's been good. It's been good. It's a lot different than back home. I can tell you that. A lot more expensive too. I go through
welcome to the Northeast.
Yeah, I go through about $20 every meal, and that's a lot for us. So that's about the only downfall about the Cape, but I love it.
Where do you usually eat of?
We usually go grab a sandwich at Freddy's, which is about $10. But anywhere else you go, it's $20 a meal easily. So Wendy's 5 for $5 is kind of always the hit up.
Now, I'm also curious, as a catcher for you, take us behind the scenes of what it's like as a catcher in terms of the interactions you get with the hitters every at bat.
You're meeting new guys every at bat, and then they always come up. They always say, "Hey, how are you?" And then sometimes some of them, and you have a little more conversation here and there. Like last night when we were playing Hyannis, I knew some guys on that team, so every time they come up to the bat, we would hey, and I'd joke around with them, and it was just it's a good interaction back there.
Have you had any player try to ask you something that you thought a no-go, or just ridiculous questions or anything, comments?
Oh, no, not at all. I think it'd be funny if somebody tried to ask that.
Now, let's have some quick fun then. Obviously, Father's Day was yesterday, so I'm wondering, how big of an influence has your father had on you for the game?
I think my father's the reason I am in the game. He's the one that helped me start this, and he's been there every step of the way for me, and I can't thank him enough. I called him on Father's Day, and I told him how much he meant to me, because he has helped me through this whole process and helped me develop into the player I am, and I just can't thank him enough.
What's your biggest baseball memory with him?
There's so many of them. There's back from T-ball, him coaching me in T-ball, or back to when we were playing select ball, and he'd always be there when we'd have a good game or something like that, or going to the field and having BP for a couple hours, just having fun, trying to see how many homers we could hit. And we'd go back and forth. He'd hit some, I'd hit some. It was just
who hit the furthest, or how many? Who hit the most?
I definitely would hit more, but he would definitely hit them a lot further. He's about 6'4", 320, so he can put a little bit more power into it. But yeah.
Now, what's been the biggest piece of advice that he's given you, though, for the game along the way?
Just have fun, and that's kind of helped me the past about 2 months in baseball, because baseball is a stressful sport, very mental, and you can't ever get to the point where it's not fun. If you ever get to that point, then maybe it's time for you to get out of the game. And so that's been his biggest piece of advice: hey, just go out there and have fun. Don't matter what happens, don't matter if you get out, don't matter if you strike out, just have fun with the game.
Now, I read that you enjoy going deer hunting. So how does that work for you? Does you have to stay a certain distance, or is it safe? How does it work?
No, so I'll climb up in a tree about 30, 40 feet, and then I'll sit there sometimes all day. You never know, but sometimes you never see one. But no, you climb up in the tree and you'll just sit there, and it's just like you're 40 foot closer to God, and that's all I kind of think about up there. And I just kind of look at the creation of what He's done, and kind of just take it all in. You can't get any better than that, or going duck hunting and just sitting out there in the early morning and listen to the birds wake up and all that. There's nothing better than that.
How successful are you? How many do you usually get of deer or duck?
This year I got 2 deer. Ducks I usually kill about 4 or 5 every time I go, but usually when you go deer hunting, you probably kill 2, 3 a year. That's about max, but usually you're trying to pick out the one Pacific buck, and I finally got him this year, so that was good.
Are they good to eat?
Oh, they're delicious. I think I had about 60, 70 pounds of deer meat this year, and I think we ate every bit of it.
What does it taste like? What does it compare to?
It's kind of hard to compare it because it's more of a gamier meat. It's definitely I don't even. It's kind of like a steak, but it's got a more gamier taste to it.
Now, quickly before I let you run, we'll have some quick rapid fire. First off, just something that people might not know about you.
Well, I mean, I guess a lot of people do know now that I am getting married, so I guess I can't use that one anymore. Oh shoot, I hate reading, but I do like to read every once in a while. If I get a good story, I like to read it.
What kind of genre?
I like it can be nonfiction or fictional. I mean, just kind of whatever kind of sparks my interest at the moment, you know.
Pre-game meal.
Oh, I love, like, back home, like a good Whataburger chicken.
Whataburger. What is that?
Yeah, see, y'all don't have that up here, but it's a southern thing. So it's like they got burgers and chicken sandwiches and chicken strips and stuff like that. But a good honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is very key, or Panda Express. So.
And in honor of the 100th year, your all-time favorite Cape League player?
Ooh. I mean, I don't really know a lot of people that have played in the Cape, but I would have to say probably, I mean, Aaron Judge is probably up there, definitely.
What about him?
I mean, just how he is as a guy. I mean, I've seen and heard a lot about him and how he plays the game. I love it.
Well, Dylan, thank you. Best of luck going forward. That's Dylan Leach. I'm Becker here in Brewster with the Cape Cod Baseball League.